It is fighting resistance over here between 30 and 31. But once you're above 32, you have no more resistance on the weekly. And it should be a nice, smooth, fast glide all the way to the areas of up to the 36 to the 38K, which means just even more for the rest of the market. Because what it basically means is if we look at the totals, and let's quickly have a look without Bitcoin, we're looking at this little pump over here, right? Something that can get this probably gets ETH to 2.4, 2.3, somewhere there, get some of the altcoins to decent levels. It gets them to this area here. But if Bitcoin decides to go to the higher targets, you're looking at altcoins go here. And if that happens, now you're looking at a 3K Ethereum and you're looking at a way higher sort of thing. So guys, we had an extremely interesting time right now. And this is why I want to motivate you yet again, that you're probably in the best time cohort. Definitely, because you're at the stage now where the stuff's all happening in front of us. And who knows, because a lot of people are, and me myself, I've always respected Bitcoin cycle. And the cycle comes in of every 4 years, right? And maybe this year, and I said it yesterday on the show, how do they screw us? They send it now because we're all waiting next year. And they send it now to these things. And imagine that happens during this cohort and we're running it together. So be on the live sessions. I want to amp you again that you had the perfect time. Welcome to the live events, the first live event for those who are brand new, who did not come on Monday. I hope you guys are all doing fantastic. Today, we're going to share some great alpha. I got a great little setup here to get you going. And I'm teaching you the 3 basic steps that you need to start right now, the 3 main categories. Now, what you've seen within the course, you've seen a little bit of structure. I believe a lot of you guys already know a lot of the stuff, and I'm here to simplify it for you and to show that you're trying to be too smart. You're trying to think that you need to be a lot smarter than what you actually are, and you're trying to study too many things. I'm here to just simplify that very much for you. So in the first week, you got a little bit of a view of who we are and all that sort of stuff, understanding that this is an incredibly powerful community that we have right now. And then what you have after that, someone says they're struggling with trend lines. No problem. We'll chat about the trend lines. This is why you do the live sessions with us, guys, or you go watch the live sessions, because we draw the trend lines on all the charts every day. So you're just going to practice the lines with us. So remember, you're doing the course, but then you got to come into the field with us where we actually do it, where we actually trade and we actually trend lines and we actually learn a lot there. So you're getting the basics. You basically get in the car. Now it's time to put you on the track and start teaching you how to make faster laps and start getting to the pace that you need to be with the other competitors. That's how it basically works. So once you got through the first week of just understanding how everything works, who the team is and stuff like that, you've now started. You've started the first week of risk management, trading journals, all these sort of things. Now, guys, this stuff's very valuable now for what I'm about to teach you today, because you're starting off, what I'm trying to teach you is understand that the market is emotionally driven, up and down. People are panicking, people are buying and FOMOing in. Very simple. That's how it works. People are just running very high on emotions in this market. It's just basically on steroids, crypto, when it comes to the actual emotions and how quickly it can trigger. And I'm sure you guys can feel that too, how you can hear something on the news and it makes you panic and makes you want to get out of the market, or you hear stuff in the news and you want to bullish in. And sometimes the charts don't do that. So it's very important that I teach you the market cycle just to read around you. Why do you think every day on the show I ask guys, who's bullish, who's bearish? I want to see the ratio, because you'll be very surprised how well you can do on a long-term portfolio by just reading Twitter and seeing what people are thinking. Because it always happens in the opposite. If you've got 70% of people thinking that it's doing this happens. And you saw that last week where everyone thought the 28K was the top for Bitcoin. It was huge that everyone was saying from here, because you had Al Capo, you had all of them saying from here, we're going down. And 70 to 80% said that was the top for Bitcoin. And we started to pull in. What happens? It goes in the opposite. Now, guess what? Now, because Bitcoin's hitting 30, and if it breaks 32, everyone's going to say we're going to 40. And now you got to understand, okay, now all of a sudden 70%, 80% are saying we're bullish. And now you got to start to get a little bit of understanding of where the market is emotionally. So I teach you that. It's such a simple, basic thing, but it's going to save you so much by just understanding what the majority are thinking versus, what the smaller percentage are. And just you understanding that the smaller percentage is the one that always makes the money, because that's it. That's how it works in this game, that 20% of the people make 80% of the money. 80% of the people make 20% of the money. Think about it. And then if you go to the normal world and the normal financial system, 95% of the people make 5% of the money in the world. And 5% of the people make 95% of the money in the world. So crypto's got slightly better odds than the normal system, which is crazy. So I teach you that basic. And then what I do is I start to teach you a little bit of basic rules, right? A basic rule system. For me, this is a overall rule system that I gave you guys. Careful the FOMO, control this, control that, learn to have breaks, learn to learn yourself and stuff like that. But now what you have is you have rule systems that are inside of your trading systems as well. So for example, when you start opening businesses and you start opening these trading accounts, you're going to have rule systems specific for that little one over there. And then there's another one where you're going to have a rule system specifically for there. And the reason being is what I'm trying to do here for you is you basically got 20 different avenues when you come into crypto. And what I'm trying to say is let's pick 3 and let's get really good at those 3. And each one will have a rule system, it will have a structure, and then it has a trading journal. Now, trading journal is just to take your data and monitor your data on where you can improve. Very simple. You're in your car, you're racing on the track. We have data there just seeing on which corner you slow. So let's rather take an inside line there. You're going too far out there. You're going this, you're going that. It's there to help you. It's there to say that you suck where you're putting your stop losses right now. Or your stop losses are really good. Like your last 3 trades you've won. So your stop loss you've nailed. And what you're always doing is you're just reading that trading journal to just tweak your strategy. Now, this is where you've got to simplify it. So let's jump into the first thing. Now, what I want to explain to you is every single cent in your portfolio comes with a purpose. Okay, very simple. I got $1,000 and these are my goals. You got a choice. Either you're going to start off with the first goal, you make a priority list, and you'll be like I said previously, I have a salary, I got a car, I got a house. These are the 3 things I want out of crypto right now, just for the next year, 2 years. And you got a choice. Either you make a priority list where you'd be like, I'm going to start one by one, or you can start all 3. Now, remember, if you start 3, it's basically opening 3 businesses. For example, when I started in Banter, I did a show, right? So I was like, okay, amazing. I did a show. We started doing really well and things like that. Then after that, I decided to start live trading. Then after that, I started to do a personal channel. Then after that, I decided to do the chosen ones. Then after that, I decided to do school. Now I'm deciding to do university. So it sounds amazing, but now I have 8 avenues that I have to run staff. I have to run control systems. I have to run this. So just understand, prep yourself. If you are going to open 3 businesses right now, no problem, but you do have management and you do have requirements for each of them. And if you don't do those specific requirements, you're going to hurt one of your businesses. So it's all responsible on you. Now, either system works fantastic, guys. The step-for-step system, we're starting with 1, is probably best right now for your journey. Just because it's dipping you in the world and you're taking step for step. Slow down to speed up. And that is one of the biggest rules when it comes into crypto, is the slowing down actually gets you there a lot faster. For example, if you just use the weekly stochastic RSI for the last 3 years, you would have made more money than anyone. And it means you only would have probably traded 4 times, maybe 5 times in the last 3 years. I'll share screen now, guys. I'm not showing it just yet. But that's where you would have made the most money. The hardest thing in this game is the patience. Okay, so each cent in your accounts has a purpose. And if you're going to split it or you're going to use one, that's your decision. Now, you're creating a business. Very simple. Now, you got 2 different forms of businesses. You got a business that comes in, has to reoccurring. What do I say? It has to make a certain amount every month, and it's going to continue to do that. Or you have a business that has a lifespan. Now, if you create a business that has a lifespan, it's only open for 3 months and then it's closed down. And you open a new business when you want that. Now, this comes in many parts of your life. For example, if you start a salary business, you got a business that needs to generate $2,000, $3,000, right? And after 6 months, you have an upgrading system where basically now I need to make $5,000 a month. And you start building that. But ultimately, the business needs to make certain amounts of money every month. Then what you have is a secondary business where I'm on holiday right now. I'm going to spend some cash, but I'd like to open some trades on the back end so it can pay me back for all the cash. Remember, the less that you can take from the gold, the more money you'll always have. So you can literally have a business open for 2 weeks. You can have one to be like, I have a barbecue on Friday and I want drinks and I want to spoil and I want to buy my family steaks. So you open a business that's for 2 days to make your $200 so you can buy your family steaks. So it's just understanding you got the 2 different forms, and the one business is amazing because you can create it and you can close it down and then start the next one. And that's how you got to treat these things. And isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible that you can create a business at any point to do what you need it to do? Now, this is how you do it, guys. You have to have the 3 basic steps. on any business. Okay. Firstly, identify recurring business or a set business with a time frame. But basically here, so let's jump in over here. You guys can see my charts, right? Okay. Let's just get the right one. There we go. 3 basic steps to a business. The first one is the business structure. What is the purpose of that business? Recurring? Is it a set amount? Amazing. What is the purpose of that business? Okay. Then you got to create the business, roadmap, step-for-step method, exchange, use and splitting system. Let me show you what that looks like. So if you have a look over here, for example, I'm making this a set business. Okay. Something that I want to open it. When it's achieved, the business closed down. Fantastic. So what I have here is I want to buy a car. You know, car's the one. So what is it? I need to create a car business. How much money am I putting into this business? Now, this is beautiful, guys. You know, we always spoke about this, maybe buy a Lambo and buy these sort of things. The difference with me, though, is I only want to pay $3,000 to $5,000 for my Lambo. So ultimately, I'll create a Lambo portfolio and I build the right tokens and I build the strategy. And over 2 to 3 years, I want that to buy me a $300,000 to $400,000 Lambo. Ultimately, the time is longer, yes, but I only want to pay $3,000 to $5,000 for my Lambo. And this is how you need to start thinking. Either I can take the $400,000 out of my account now and I can do it, or I can put a portfolio with the system in that has time to do what it needs to do. Imagine buying a brand new Lambo for $3,000 to $5,000. You know, it's this different mindset to the rest. So jumping back over here, if we look, you basically have a car business. I'm only going to put $1,000 into this. And my car that I want is $25,000. So what's the business? The business is you need to turn $1,000 into $25,000. Amazing. After that, you create a roadmap. Create steps. Don't say I need to make 1,000 because that sounds like a lot. You need to make literally 25x. You need to make 2,500%. In your head, if you tell yourself that, you're going to be like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? I basically need Bitcoin to go to $1 million for that to happen. So in your head, it did like beat you up in that sense. Step for step method, very simple. So what I show you here, was not showing it. There we go. So what I show you here is make the steps. So 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 4,000, 4,000, 8,000, 8,000, 16 thing. It's actually 5 steps. Step 1 is to get that one. Step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Isn't that a little bit more breathable? Because now all you do is you're not caring about your 25K. Your first job is 1,000 to 2,000. That's the job. Okay. After that, you create the step-for-step method. Okay. And now you have your roadmap. Now it's step for step. So you start with your first step. Now, remember what I said previously. You can do 2 ways. It's your choice, guys. It's your choice completely. Okay. But what you basically have is you have 2 ways now. If I have $1,000 and I want to make it $2,000, I need 100%. So either I can trade it over 3 to 6 months and I can take the first step. Remember, the way it works in a roadmap is the first 3 steps are the hardest. Once you first the 3, so for example, step 1 takes you 3 months. This is the longer view, guys. First step takes you 3 months. Okay. Second step takes you 2 months, 3 months. Third step, 2 to 3 months. Fourth step, 1 month. Fifth step, 2 weeks. Sixth step, you'll see how it just starts to think. So that's what they always say with crypto is you got to survive the first few months. And the fact that you guys have survived bear market is insane, but you got to survive 6 to 12 months of surviving. After that, you start to make it through. As you're building that, you'll see how your second bull run, this is where you really start to make the money. You start to understand that the steps get smaller. The biggest step is step number 1. So you have the idea of, okay, 100%. Or you have the smart different scenario. Either way is smart. It's up to you. You have the second option. And the second option was my example of showing you guys how to build the businesses, right? So let me get this for you. Remember what I said. It's like, okay, I need backup. I have this business right now and it's going to take 100%, like 100% right now. It's not getting me to where I want to actually be. You know, it's taking a lot longer. So why don't I create another 2 temporary, small, short-term businesses that help me get to my target quicker? So for example, if I have my $1,000, make $300 on that, take the $300 and I put it on a 3x. So remember, you're learning to now use the exchange as money, but you're learning to use it also. Yes, we will post the stuff on Discord. You will be able to borrow their money, but you're using it all for free money. You need to make it first. So your first scenario now is like, okay, so my first step actually is to open the 2 businesses. Before I worry about 1,000 to 2,000, let me open backup. Okay, so my first one is to make a 20 to 30% trade. If I make a 30% trade, I now make $300. I put that $300 on a 3x, and now I have $900 buying power. So if I show you over here, if I take that 300, now I have $900 buying power. Then what I have is I open a secondary business of $200, and I put this one on a higher risk of a 10x, giving me $2,000 buying power. Now this buying power is up or down, longing or shorting. Okay. Now the way this works, guys, it does mean you need 3 exchanges, and I'll go through that shortly and I'll explain it to you guys. But it does. It means you've got a Bybit account that's running a 3x. You have a BitGet account that's running a 10x, and you have a Binance account that's running your spot. That's what it needs to be. It's 3 separate businesses. Now you don't have them. Sub accounts is fine too. The only issue is you're the boss. You're the boss. So if all of a sudden your account on your $300 doesn't go to plan, and it comes down to $100, you can't go take from your spot now and go fill it. You have to remake the $200, and then you can fill it. So just be very strict on yourself. As soon as you break that rule is when you start hurting yourself. Stop hurting yourself. Stop sabotaging yourself. So ultimately what you do is you basically jump on now and you create these next 2 businesses. All of a sudden, what that's given me now is $3,900 buying power now that I have 3 businesses. Now, all that I need to do is I need to make 25%. Where previously I would have had to make, let's just jump back in here. Previously, I would have had to make 100%. Now, because I have 3 businesses running, all I have to do is make 100%, 25%, sorry. 25%, that's a lot more achievable, right? And that gets me from $1,000 to $2,000. Now, the next key is when you get to $2,000, those 2 businesses shut down. Boom. Now you're back with $2,000. You send the money in, that's $2,000 now sitting in your spot. Now you reevaluate and you say, okay, amazing. What's the next thing now? And you get 2 to 4. Okay. So either I can make 100%, same method, or I can open a $400 on a 3x, and I can open $300 on a 10x. So let me take my $2,000 and let me make $400 first, 20% trade. Then let me make $300, 15% trade. Now all of a sudden I have 3 businesses. And with that buying power now, and that amount, all of a sudden, I only need 40%, 35% to get from 2,000 to 4,000. So what you're basically doing is you're opening temporary businesses to get you to the step. You shut them down. You need to reevaluate. You need to rebuild again. And then you basically rebuild. So we'll be going a lot through this a lot more. I got a lot to go through today, but basically that's the method. Okay. So you have the first section, which is my business structure. Then you have the next thing. Now, the next thing is your charting. Okay. Now you've created the understanding of what the business is, what the purpose of your money is, how you're going to get there, all these sort of things. Now, how are you going to actually make the money? And this comes to the charting. So the first thing you need to do is you need to understand that you have your time frames. And this is what I explained to you guys previously, is you just got to match your business to a time frame. You don't have to have all time frames, and don't make your business flexible. It's like basically saying, I'm opening a clothing business, but let's also sell some hair products on the side. And let's also sell some alcohol on this side, and let's sell some cigarettes over there. But you're a clothing business, right? So why are you opening so many streams? One time frame. So basically, don't confuse your business. Give it a very simple method of a single time frame. Now, again, I told you guys, save your time, save yourself all the time that it took me 2 years to only finally do this, because it makes it so simple. Understand what each time frame does for you. So you put this on your wall and you understand that right now, a 1 hour chart, just understand, if you jump to a 1 hour chart with candles, it's only giving you data for 24 to 48 hours. That's what it's giving you. It's only giving you data for that amount of time. So if you're in a business that you're trying to build for 3 weeks or 3 months, why the hell are you looking at this time frame? Because it's not giving you the correct data. Okay. And if you look at the 4 hour, it gives you 3 to 5 days data. And the 8 hour, 6 to 8 days data. 12 hour, 10 to 14 days. Daily, 20 to 30 days. Weekly, 30 days to 90 days. Now you start to understand, whoa, okay. So like if I'm taking think about it, guys, in your life right now, you may not need something right now because you're working a job. Like some people are in that boat, but you can say, in 3 months, I got my son's birthday and would love to go on a holiday. You know, now you can say, okay, it's a 3-month business and I need to make $500, $10,000 or $6. Let me match it to what I can do that. Now you don't need the data. You don't need the 1 hour data for that. You can use a 12 hour. You can make 4 trades in that time and get exactly where you need to be. So it's just about understanding what time each time frame actually does for you. So now you understand the data that it gives you. Second thing you need to know is how many trades is it going to give me? So for example, right now, if we have a look, the 1 hour gives you 18 to 20 trades per month. The 4 hour gives you 6 to 8, 4 to 6 on the 8 hour, 2 to 3 on the 12 hour, and 1 to 2 on the monthly, on the daily, sorry. Okay, amazing. Now you just know the amount of trades that time frame offers you in a month. Fantastic. Then what you have after that is your percentage of the range. This is the only thing that changes in the time frames, guys. The how often you're trading, yes, but for example, a daily chart is going to give you 2 trades a month, but it's going to give you 20% per trade. Okay, then you have the 1 hour that gives you 20 trades per month, but 3% or 2% per trade. Now think about it. You are traders and you know that crypto is not that easy, right? So allow yourself for stop losses, because if you're taking 20 trades, 10 of them might stop out. So the 1 hour, you start to understand now that it's amazing, but it's really good for only very small trades like groceries for the day or something in that sort of sense, because you got more chances of missing. You got more chances of stuff. But 2 trades where you can take this time for the month, I'm pretty sure by the system that I'm about to give you guys, you can hit that pretty strongly and pretty accurately for only 2 trades per month and make just the same amount of money. But what I want to show you is the only difference that it is the amount that you're trading, yes, but also it comes down to the range that you're trading. So for example, if you have a look over here, and I'm just going to use the example of, let's go to near as we speak. So if you look at near and you look at the weekly, you just want to look at a very simple thing. You just want to understand what's a range. And the way you work out your range is just by taking the last 3, where it was fully at the top to the fully at the bottom, top, bottom, and just see how much that coin moved from the up to the downside. And basically you're saying that out of 3 longs and 3 shorts, we did 20% on the first, we did 25 on the second, we did 10 on the third. You add all the percentages together and you divide it by 6 and it gives you an average. Okay, so you're just going to work out an average. But to show you the example here, all that I want to know is what's the current average right now when it comes to near. And if I look at that, it's from the RSI at the top to the bottom, and just giving me a basic understanding. So I don't take the bottom, I just take on the, okay, so the weekly is offering me 72%. Okay, right now. Now what I do is I go down to the daily. I say, okay, amazing. Let's go look at what the daily is. So what I'll do is I'll go and I'll take a understanding from the last bottom to the top. Fantastic. What's the daily offering me right now? Oh, okay. So it's offering me 28%. Okay, amazing. Let's go see what a 12 hour is offering me right now. From here, from the bottom to the top. 9 to 10%. Okay, cool. What's the 8 hour offering me right now? Let's go look over here. Let's take over here from the bottom to the top. What's this one offering me right now? 8%. Okay, amazing. So I'm starting to understand now. What's the best time frame right now? What's the best time frame in your head? Okay, now you do have more trades on the daily and things like that, but for me, daily and weekly, right? You can already see it. Like, so why are you battling if you're opening longer term businesses, you're opening things that you want to build in 3 to 6 months? Why are you looking at the 8 hour and 12 hour? It's not your time frame. Now, right now, the money's on the daily and the weekly. And you could see that if you bought Bitcoin around 16 to 18, what was the best thing to do is to hold it, right? It's at 30K now. So you start to match and start to understand. Let me stop ignoring the noise. But you do have the guys. So for example, when I jump back in here and I show you that this business over here. Now, for the higher time frame businesses, the daily and the weekly looks amazing. But if I quickly jump back to this option over here, if I'm running these smaller accounts with it, those little 8 to 10% are great because, those 8 hours, this could work for one of these businesses. So you're never ruling out the 4 and 8 hour because these can work on these smaller businesses for you. But now you just understand the basic of the time frame, and what you're able to do is every Sunday you jump on and you just go take the last 3 to 6 resets of the RSI and just get an average on every time frame. So you can jump on the Monday morning and you can be like, okay, this is my schedule, this is my life right now, and this is what the market's offering me on all time frames. Maybe I do have time this week, and if I do, I want to choose the best time frame. But maybe I don't have time this week, and this 8 hour is offering me what I need. And yes, it's not the best time frame right now, but that can work with my life. And for the first time, you real with yourself. to be like, that's it. And that's more or less what I can work towards. Yes, I really want to do this, but I don't have the time to do this. So I'm matching this, and you're finally real with yourself, which is fantastic. You just got to be honest with yourself, and stop doing what you think and what you want. Allow the ego to be controlled. But now you have that basic understanding. So your time frames, understand the time frames. It simplifies everything for you. Ignore the noise. Use the correct data for the objective. The goal is to match a time frame with the business. Very simple. Amazing. Now, the next thing, let's jump back over here, is you have your token choice and range. So I just taught you guys how to do the range, because you're going to take the last three to six resets of the RSI, and you're going to see a percentage. You're going to get a range. Now, the next thing is the actual tokens. People ask me, which token do I trade? Which token? This is dollar-based businesses. A car business that I built now, I want dollars because I want to buy a car. Okay. In this journey, I do teach you how to create Bitcoin businesses and Ethereum businesses. And that's different because that's your long term. That's to build you a good currency for the rest of your life. But you do have companies and you do have businesses that is for dollars. So ultimately, you're there to make dollars. So why do you care about what token it is? You want to find the token that is giving you the range that you need to get from step 1 to step 2. Why do you think Mama Sniper likes theta? It's not fundamentally. She loves the range of that token. She's gotten so good at it too. If you had to take, and this is why me personally, I love Solana, Cardano, and AVAX, because they all move the same way, and one of them always pumping at one time. So for example, 2 weeks ago, Cardano pumped, and it pumped a lot. I think it pumped like 25-30% in a week, right? Week later, AVAX pumped 15 to 20% that week. Cardano did nothing. What's happening now? Solana's pumping. AVAX, Cardano doing nothing. So those three tokens, they're in the same range and they move the same when they're moving. They give me 10, 15, 20% moves quite often between those three. So I only focus on those three tokens because they give me the percentage that I need for my steps. So that's all that you're doing when you're doing is you're jumping on and you're saying, okay, amazing. I need a coin that's moving in 10% ranges. Because if I take 3 trades in this way on the 10% range, I can get from step 1 to step 2. So now what I do is I jump onto the weekly and I say, okay, what token right now is matching my range? Fantastic. So I need 10% a week. Like, I need these coins that are moving. So I have Solana, I have Render. Amazing. I have INJ. Now I have an example of those 3. Fantastic. Now I put those out, I chart them. And this is where the charting comes into play, because you're going to soon know what's a really good trade and what's not. But you have 3 tokens moving in the same range, which means you've just ignored the other 10,000 tokens and you've brought it down to 3. Just simplified the shit out of your life, right? It's like now you can focus and get good at these 3. And that's the big thing is I still to this day, I traded when I bought my car, I did it, and I did it with XXP. The 3 tokens that I traded the whole of the beginning of my journey in the year, and Craig will be here, and Mama Sniper and Jason will be here to justify this, is Tezos, Chainlink, and SXP. Those were the 3. SXP is what bought my car, actually. I only traded those tokens for the whole of the bull run. Only those ones. And because you start getting good at the token, you start getting good. When this RSI is reset, it likes to do this. When it pulls back, it likes to come to 618, or it likes to come to this Fibonacci. Like now you're ignoring the mess. The problem is if you look at a token now, and you put your Fibonacci, and these are things you're going to learn now, guys. You're going into the TA sort of thing, is Bitcoin respects 618, but Ethereum doesn't. And this one does this and it doesn't. And that's where you confuse the crap out of yourself. And that's how you start getting wrong trades, because you don't know the token. You have no understanding. So when it comes to these businesses, they're dollar-based businesses, guys. So find the 3 tokens that give you the range that you need for that business. Very simple. Ignore the rest. We TA guys. We just want the movement of the market. We want to make dollars. Okay. Fundamentals are there for long-term wealth. If you believe this company is going to be worth a lot in 10 years, cool, amazing. Put long-term, no problem. Right now, we're hungry and we want money. That's all that we want. We want to make $1,000, $2,000. So that's how it works when it comes to the actual token thing. And next week, I do go through a little bit more of how to find these tokens, what tools you use to find them, and all these sort of things. But let's quickly jump back. So if we have a look over here, token choice. Then what you have is the next thing. And this is important. So now you have the basics, right? You have the business, you got the plan, you know the step for step, fantastic. You know the time frames, and you've selected a time frame now, and you've selected 3 tokens. Okay, a token, 3 tokens, your trade. Now you have it. Now you have the next step. And the next step is, I'm in it now. It's 4 hour right now. What direction is the market? Okay, because you only get 3 directions. Now, what I teach you is I teach you a method for either direction of the market. There's only three ways: up, sideways, downwards. That's the three directions you get in crypto. There's no other. It's either very strong up, but up, sideways, downwards. Very simple. So what you basically do is I teach you a system now to whatever way the market is in. You have a method that you trade for that specific market. Because now you've erased everything. You've got tokens, you've got your time frame, you've got everything. Now you just need a very basic system. Okay, so what we do is we jump back in here. You can guys see my screen. Amazing. Okay. So now we go. Here we go. Fantastic. You've got an uptrend market, you've got a downtrend market, you have a sideways market. If it's an uptrend, very simple. Your big legs, your bulls are stronger than your bears. Very simple. Okay. Downtrend market, your bears are stronger than your bulls. And then you have a range market, sideways. We've seen this many times where it's the same highs, same lows. And I'll actually show you guys the example over here. If we jump into, okay, that is a perfect range, actually, the Bitcoin dominance. But let's actually go to this one over here, Chainlink. And if I show you on the daily, here's a perfect example of a ranging token. Okay. Now remember, if you're on the daily now and you love the daily chart, this is beautiful for you because it's very clear what we're in right now. Very clear. Same highs, same lows. You're in a ranging market. Very simple. Buy the bottoms, sell the tops. What, very simple. But now you understand. Okay, so I'm on the daily. This is my token that I've chosen. And this is what's happening. I'm in a sideways market. Now, let me show you the next thing. Did I just lose my image? 2 seconds, guys. Let me just quickly get this back. Pictures. Guys, are we enjoying this? Say yes. Say yes. Yes, when it moves, exactly. So when I'll teach you when it changes, guys. Then you change to bullish. That's a fantastic. It's about being present. Okay, you guys are enjoying it. Amazing. Okay, open. Fantastic. And let's get to where I want to go. Okay, let's start with the uptrend, guys. Let's start with that uptrend. Okay, so the uptrend, it works like this. You're honest with yourself. Now you know the token, what direction it's moving. Still means you can long, still means you can short, but you're honest with yourself, meaning that my longs, I'm going to hold longer and my shorts, I'm out quickly. So you're still trading it, but now you know. So you know that I'm shorting these quick areas over here, and ultimately I'm longing and I'm holding longer. So what I do is I teach you to make a method, a step method for a buy and a sell for an upwards trend. Okay. So what you do is you set yourself up. Now, guys, my personal view of it is I like trend lines, I like RSI, I like horizontals. That's always worked for me. But you may have one or two things that work a little bit better for you. Maybe a moving average, maybe a MACD, maybe another indicator. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to teach you is what you want is you want 4 things that are telling you yes. And if those 4 things tick, you're allowed to take the trade. That's how it works beautifully. You're allowed to take the trade if these 4 things tick. When you want to sell, you have a 3-step method. And this is in an uptrend. If these 3 things say you can sell or you need to sell, you sell. Very simple. Okay. See how you're becoming robots, guys. It's very simple. Like don't come and just stick to it. Now I'll explain what happens after this and how you better this. But here we go. If the market's in an uptrend, I want to buy the pullback. We buy the red, right? Where do I want to buy? I want to buy 618 golden zone. Amazing. I want a horizontal support to back that. I want a stochastic RSI that is reset. And then I want to break a trend to add to my position. And I want a risk to reward that says that I can do it. I only need 4 of these to tick, guys. I don't need all 5. I need 4 of them to tick in order for me to take the trade. Now, this is for you to become consistent, because what it does for you, and let me show you, what it does for you is it already calculates. This is why I love 620. Do you know why I taught you Fibonacci? Do you know why I taught you all these sort of things? Very simple. It's risk to reward. Okay. Risk to reward is that beautiful tool that you just learned now, showing that you can lose 5 trades in a row. You can win 1 and you can be in profit. And that's the understanding of it. But basically what it is my coin's in an uptrend right now, and now it's starting to turn down. And I know that these legs are shorter than these legs, right? So I want to buy this, pull back here, because ultimately after this, we should make a higher high. And that's how it should be going. So the way I basically do it is now I know that the structure and the way the market's moving. So I want to buy this piece here. Step 1, take my Fibonacci from bottom to top, and I want golden zone. Fantastic. Then what I want is on the left over here, you'll see data. Okay, amazing. Now what I do is, okay, I got a zone, more or less area of where I think it will go. Let's get some backup. Let's see where there's a horizontal. And if you have a look over here, you have two horizontals that are lining up beautifully in that zone. Fantastic. Giving me a second scenario. Then what I have is I have a stochastic RSI. Stochastic RSI just came up and now it's on its way down. Amazing. When price comes here to the area, it's in my golden zone. I have RSI at the bottom. I have three things already ticking. Now, the next example, okay, is I now know that the market's doing this, right? So ultimately, it should do this. That's the pattern that I'm getting. So ultimately, from here, this should make a higher high. If it had to make a higher high, where is my nearest, because you'll have previous data here, where is my nearest resistance over here that will give me an area? It will give me an area of where this will go. So you'll get a little bit of an idea. Okay, new higher high. Where's the next high that it will go to? And then what you do is you take your risk to reward tool, click that in there. You say, amazing. If I had to put my stop loss under the 618 and I had to put this over here, what is my risk to reward? 1 to 5. Okay, so that's ticked. So what do I have already? I have 4 boxes ticked. I have an RSI on the floor. I have a Fibonacci. I have a horizontal. And I have a risk to reward that's ticking. I can even do the 5th step if it's better. And what's the 5th step? This will make a trend when it's coming down. And what I can do is I can enter 60 to 70% of my trade here. Why do we ladder in, guys? We ladder in case we get stopped out. So for example, if I put in, if my stop loss is 5% and I put in $1,000, I'll lose $50, okay? But if I put in 70% of my capital, I'll only lose $35. And if we break trend, I can add the rest of my $30 in to know that that was definitely the bottom, okay? So what I do is I can put 60% of my trade here with a stop loss in case I get stopped. And then what happens is when we break trend, I put the rest in and I move that stop straight under. I've now reduced all of a sudden my risk. Remember, risk is the number one thing to reduce first. And ultimately now I have all 5 that are ticking, okay? All 5 that are ticking. Now this trade happens and it works. Okay, am I showing the right screen? No. Let me stop scaring. Give me 2 secs. Now the trade works. It's working. So I got my buy. It's hit the area that I wanted to hit. And now it starts to run. So let me clean this up quickly and show you. So now, all of a sudden, my buy happens and I get the trade. And the trade starts to move. Now, what I will do is I have my 3-step basic method where you basically have, okay, that's amazing. The first thing you do need is your higher high. So understanding the higher high. And you have RSI, okay? And you have a trend that you're making to get up there. So let's make that a little bit neater. So basically price comes here and then it starts to doom, hits, and it starts to move. Fantastic. I got my area of where I want to take TPs. Okay, so that's my first scenario. I have a RSI and I have a higher high. There's the area that I need to pass to make sure that I am going to get to that target, right? I have to get past step 1 to get there. So ultimately, what you have is now I have it, and every new higher high that I make, higher low, sorry. So every time RSI goes up, comes down, goes up, every reset over here, if I make a lower high, I can move my stop loss up. That's the first step that you're doing, okay? Second step you're doing is you're actually putting a trend line under there. Okay, and that means if we go to this area here and my RSI is at the top and we haven't broken this area and we break my trend, I am not going to get the TP that I want. Get out. So you have an emergency step method to make sure that you're always banking profits. Fantastic. And then you have the original plan. And that's the thing, guys. I'm just teaching you that now for uptrend market, I know where to buy and I know what my sell method is. Emergency sell if it's not going to plan to make sure that I don't lose any money and I actually make money, which is fantastic, or it does go to plan. But now you have a method for both, okay? So let's jump back in here. Amazing. Then what you have is the exact same thing. So that's the first one. We will work a lot more on this, guys, in the thing. Second one now is I have a downtrend. So very honest with myself. The legs down are bigger than the legs up. So if I'm longing, it's quick longs. If I'm shorting, it's a little bit bigger shorts. And it's the same thing. If we break the horizontal support, I wonder if I can actually draw in here. Yes, I can. If this is going up like this, and we break the horizontal support over here, and this is the 618. So I take my Fibonacci from here to here, and there's my golden zone. Fantastic. Over there, I'm entering. I'll have a horizontal. I'm entering, we break trend, I'm in, stop loss over here. It looks quite messy, but I'm explaining to you that it's a simple method. And it's the same thing with buying. If I'm buying, this comes down like this. It has a trend. It has a horizontal. If it breaks that area and it goes, I'm allowed to buy in this area, stop loss over here. I have a trend line. When we break that trend line, I take profits. Or the 618, wherever the 618 is over there. Just understanding the basic method. We'll go through a lot more of this next week. Because now I'm going to simplify. I'm giving you all the data now, and then we're going to go into each topic and go into depth of each of them. But you can see I have a buy system and I have a shorting and sell system. Fantastic. Amazing. Then what we have is the next one, which is, let me just get rid of this. There we go. Then we have the next one, which is this one over here. Range. You just saw a chain link, right? It's in a range. On the weekly and the daily, it's in a pure range. What does that mean? Same highs, same lows. So this one, you won't use a Fibonacci because the Fibonacci does 618. You're going to buy too early if that happens. See, you wouldn't know that if you didn't look, and it's a sideward range. So Fibonacci does not work here. Fibonacci is going to make you buy here in golden zone, but it's the wrong pattern. You're in the wrong complete area of what you should be doing. So you are buying the range floor with your stops just below here. Your RSI is at the bottom, and you have a trend line. You have a trend line that is coming down. So your trend will be coming. Your RSI will be running. RSI is at the bottom. Trend breaks. You're on the range floor. Go for it. Enter the trade. Put your stop loss below and ride it. This will make a trend on its way up. You track that trend up and you sell when you get there. And you stay in that method until price does this. Then it's changed. Then all of a sudden you flip from this method and you say, okay, now we're out of the range. Finally, we're out of that range. Now it means that we're going into uptrend. So now you quickly say, okay, amazing, cool. I got out, and that's fantastic. Remember, you're not afraid to get out here. You're still in the range. You got out. Okay, amazing. Now price does this. Oh, so something's changed all of a sudden. This now becomes an uptrend, right? So what do I want to catch? I want to catch this pullback here. Fantastic. Which means now I shift and I say, okay, cool. Now let's go over here. Now I go to uptrend. What do I do to buy an uptrend? Amazing. Do you see how you template everything? See how you're making your life so much easier than trying to predict and trying to this and trying to that. We're in this range right now. I'm still sticking to the rules. Oh, whoa, something changed. Fantastic. So let me go to my thing. Oh, that means we're in an uptrend now. Okay, if I want to buy in an uptrend, here's my 4 points. If these 4 points tick, I'm allowed to take the trade. If they're not, see how it starts to teach you all these things. And it's like you're becoming a very simple robot. Guys, anyone can do this. This isn't, guys, I'll say it again. I'm a dropout. I'm not a smart, I'm not this genius person. I've just learned how to do things pretty simply. Like that. That's just very much the understanding of it. So there we go. And I have a shorting system and I have a longing system. Very simple when it actually comes there. Now let's go back. So you understand, I basically have the charting side. The charting side is for me to choose the right time frames for my business, to get the right tokens and the range that I need to get from my step 1 to step 2 to step 3, all of these sort of things. I know the directions of the market, and either way the direction of the market, I'm ready for it. I have a 4-step method for every single one of them. And I have risk to reward. Every single method is there to respect my risk to reward. Then what you have, guys, is your risk management. And this is where it's what your higher department in your business, it's there to make sure that you only but improving your systems. That's what it's there for. So you have a rule system, and the rule system is not just there to say, whatever, like what a rule system is being honest with yourself. What I mean by that is I'm very much a competitive person, and I'm very much a revenge person. So what happens is I will trade and I'll do well for 3 days, and then I'll have like 2-3 trades, bad trades, and then I get really pissed off with the market and I trade it, I fight it back to go make my gains back because I'm angry. Okay. And what I learned is that only just gets me to trouble. And this comes with experience. And this is why I'm helping you guys with this lesson. So what I have is if I get stopped out of 2 to 3 trades, I have to take a 2-day break. 2-day break. And that's there. So you have a rule system that just keeps you strong mentally. Okay. Then what you have after that is you have your trading journal. Now, your trading journal is tracking your 4-step method to be like, okay, you've chose the 4-hour, you have a 4-step method. Let's go see how good this method's actually working. And all of a sudden, I'm getting 3 out of 10 trades right. I'm getting 1 out of 5 trades right. Okay, why are you getting the trade wrong? stopped out, stopped out, stopped out. Okay, cool. We have to fix something at the stop loss, and whatever indicator you were using to help you with the stop loss, we have to change and fix it. And then you all of a sudden have 5 trades right in a row. Okay, what did you do in that time? What trend were you in? You know, it's there to just track this and just always better this. But what you've finally done is you removed all the time frames. You've got one time frame, one system, and you only have to focus on fixing that system. And the trading journal is just going to be honest with you. It's going to tell you where you suck, and it's going to tell you where you're really good. And that's what's the point of the trading journals, just to increase and better your own data. Then what you have after that is you have a trading team. Now, this is a big one, guys. I need you to use this community you're in right now, and I need you to use it to your advantage, because you're going to find like-minded people that are in the same boat as you and trade similar to you. You're going to find many of them, actually. You want to track those people, start your own group, start your own things. It's very important, because a trading team also, some days, guys, I'm not having a good trading week. I'm just struggling with my entries. I'm just struggling with this. But then I look at Dylan and he's doing good. Or I look at Jason, or I look at Craig and they're doing good. So what do? I still have my rules and systems, but I start following a bit of their charts. Be like, hey, dude, you're hot right now. Let me run with you. I still run my own system. I still run everything, but I follow them. So a team is just something, it's not a 100% you have to, but it's just going to make your life a lot easier. So when the days you're not hot, your rules are going to tell you take a 4-day break, but maybe you do have a teammate that's on form right now and you can run with him. And that's where the little things come into play. So a team is a very big one to help you there, and share your rule system and share your 4-step method. Share it with your team, because then they're going to be like, okay, guys, I just took a SXP long. Sheldon, whoa, doesn't your 4-step say that this thing must be here and this be it? Why did you take the trade? You know what I mean? They're there to kick your ass a little bit, because you're going to try bend the rules. And every time you bend the rules, you're going to pay the lesson. It's how it works. Crypto, you pay a lesson. I've paid a $40,000 lesson before by putting money in leverage that I wasn't supposed to. Craig's paid a 500 Bitcoin lesson before because he gave someone else his money. And, so you're going to pay your lessons within it. And that team is there to help you guys. And then it comes all the way down to the risk to reward and understanding everything when it comes down to risk to reward. Guys, what do you think? You enjoy that?
Absolutely brilliant, brother.
Did you enjoy that? Is it making sense? You're going to get all of these things now on Discord. Guys, this is it. If you want to become successful, you need to be honest now to be like, this is the amount of money that I have. These are the businesses that I'm building. Every business needs a business structure, it needs a charting system, and it needs a risk management system. That's the only 3 things that it needs. And I've given you the columns under each one of what each one actually needs. And now you understand, whoa, this is a lot easier. And it just comes with basic consistency. And don't make your life hard. Don't go choose the 1-hour chart now. You know, if you work a full-time job, choose the 8 hours. Stop caring about the figures. Be consistent. Slow down to speed up. And you'll be surprised how quickly you get there. Now, I'm very confident that you use this system in the market we're in right now, where I'm still saying that possibility of next year is the bull run. Maybe it comes right now. We shall see. But ultimately, 3 to 6 months, I think you're going to master this method. And I think in a year, you're going to be a way higher position what you think you are. And I think in 2 to 3 years, whenever the next bull run comes, I think you retire. If you follow this, use the next 3 to 6 months to get really good at it, to understand that it's a lot simpler than what it is. It's a step-for-step method. Remove the emotion. The way you remove emotion is by putting a structure in play that is specifically designed for you. It's designed on you. That rule system is for me. That 4-step method is me. Everything is there for me. No one else, no one else's opinions. It is there to build what I need to build and do it for that. And that's why you can get really good at it. You're removing the emotions, being honest with yourself when you're willing to work with yourself. Stop fighting yourself and say, I suck at crypto, these sort of things. Bullshit. We're going to look at what you got and we're going to tweak and we're going to build the system that does what it needs to do for you. And be consistent with it. Be happy, be grateful that you're here, and keep that head up. Keep gymming, exercising on the side, eat good food, keep yourself strong throughout the method, and come join me on this journey of changing your damn life. I sit here every night and it's like, you guys seen me in tears many times, and it's just so hard for me to hold at times because it's like, holy shit, we've done it. And it's incredible that I get to sit and teach you here, and this is my job. My job is to sit here and teach. How incredible. So guys, look after yourselves, know what you want. Don't let this destroy you. When you make the money, still spend time with your family, still have balance, still look after yourself. Now that you have more money, don't drink more Red Bulls. You know what I mean? Now that you have this, like, I'm just teaching you all these very valuable things. I love you all, appreciate you all. Make sure you go to all the after parties. Make sure you come to all my live sessions. You're going to understand my show 10 times more now. And I'm just proud of every single one of you guys being here. Grant,
Brilliant.
to you.
Thank you, brother. Amazing, guys. So before we go into the Discord party, I'm just going to just a couple little announcements, just some reminders. So to start off with, this is the last event that you'll have access to unless you're verified. So make sure that you get those verifications done. And to help you with that, remember, we've got the verification status page, which is in the web app on the top right corner next to the little coins. So you just make sure that you go there and make sure that you get verified so that you can keep access forever. And then also that you can get access to week 2 and the other workshops that are upcoming. Alrighty. So to do that, as I was saying, just make sure you go to the verification status page, which will show you where you're up to. And as always, if you get super stuck, open a ticket on Discord. The mods are there to help you out. And of course, the after party now is another place that you can go to ask them questions and get unstuck if you are stuck. Then a quick recap on the leaderboard, where we're up to in this cohort. So Africa is leading the charge this time around, which is amazing, super awesome, representing the cradle of mankind, followed by Europe, and then UK, rest of the world. So guys, keep finishing those lessons, keep answering those quizzes to the best of your ability, and because the winners get some pretty cool prizes at the end at the graduation event. Alrighty, and then live events this week. So as you guys know, we've been doing live trading sessions almost every day. We skipped on Monday due to the public holiday. And we've got one coming up today and Thursday and Friday. So make sure that you attend those, guys. Just like Sheldon was saying, all these things, you've got to put them into practice, and this is the time to do it. Having a team doing it with you live this is no better way. And so make sure that you make those, as many of those as you can. And that brings us to the Discord after party. So guys, once again, hop into the stage that's relevant to you, whether beginner, intermediate, or advanced. And the mods will be there to answer questions and help you guys out with everything. Thanks so much for attending today, guys, and we'll see you in a week's time.
Amazing. Bye.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everybody.